Welcome to Smokey Approved, and on this one, we are going to be checking out part two of Akala's Fire in the Booth. We're going to be getting to them one by one. So, uh, by the time this one is recorded, the first one will be dropping like 24 hours from right now. So, by the time this one comes out, there should be two things from Akala out. The one with Nux, and then this one should be out as well. Or no, the first one. His first Fire in the Booth should be out. But I was just watching Akala deal with some racist dude that was going on about the Islamic problem over there, and I was like, what? And he just handed that dude his ass. This shit was funny. He was like, yo, this nigga's a distraction. Focus on this shit over here. I was like, yeah, see? Talk that shit. But yeah, we're checking out his Fire in the Booth 2. Thank you to everybody that has requested this one. Thank you to everybody that will check out any of the videos I do, but also people that check out the Akala ones and then they come back and see this one because they wanted this one too. Thank you to everybody that's been checking out the channel. I'm currently trying to get to 1,000 subs and 50 likes on every video, so if we could hit that goal, that'd be super dope. But yeah, thank you for sticking with me, and let's get into this one.
I know you gonna dig this.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Carter, brother, you know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yo, Akala.
Wow.
Knowledge is power. Volume 1 mixtape, 28th of May. Listen, akalamusic.com.
Chase.
Tiny bit more vocal, please, actually. Listen, knowledge is power, always. Listen.
The scam, brother, the scam!
Oi, mate, my personal life's great. Some of you would love me more if I rub that in your face. Okay, well, let us run down the resume and have a little chat about Akala's living today. Big whip, nice yard, been all over the globe. Look how many continents that I have done. Shows, couple little companies, neat little office, everything going swell. Little bit of profit, built a business educating kids from the block. So far as I'm concerned, you gotta be a mug to not rate him. Own my own masters, still my own master. Novels and scripts on the way. Rap is just a part of.
How long ago was he talking this own his own master shit? Because I'm like, yo, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like motherfuckers just now they want to be like, oh, I own my own masters, which is perfectly fine. Motherfucker, you was a worker for a long time, and a lot of motherfuckers like Akala or just independent artists really put in that work to like make it to where you needed that as like major artists to understand like, yo, you need to own your own masters. And like, we still don't get the respect we fucking deserve for that shit. But like, now it's like, oh, it's a cool flex. Like, motherfucker, it's been a cool flex. Niggas been doing this shit since 2012. Like, you late to the game. Shout out to this nigga, man.
The genius in his head, and he knows it, dickhead. Since I used to kick ball for West Ham with my big head. Back in school days, wearing hand-me-downs from my sister, and gal was still onto man. Now that's some Ross charisma. As just a nitter, I took my first pull of Rizla. And who you think gave me that? Yeah, my bigger sister. So when we speak of struggle, cousin, it's yours. You know the same old madness. Working class poor, yeah. So may have won a couple awards. I guarantee you that my family just as messed up as yours. All the abuse and the alcoholism and drug addiction. Uncles going to prison. This is working class living in Britain, it ain't great. You gotta be kidding. So please don't ever get confused by me spitting. Cause yes, I said the ghetto's in our head, but no, I didn't mean if you live next to a food yard, that's in your dreams. I meant believing in the madness they spout about us is far more dangerous than putting us in council houses. So yeah, I criticize, but from a place of love, never, ever. Cause I think that I've become above every young brother you wanna judge as a tug. It's me, man, it's a little guidance and love. So I think that you're the mug. And why be smug when it's
Do they think that he just be talking shit? Like, do they feel like he's just like one of them niggas that just like, oh, he just be looking down on niggas? Cause that'd be really fucked up. Cause he really trying to just put on for niggas and just like, hey man, somebody's gotta have a critical eye.
It's an actual fact. We all commit crime simply by paying tax. Cause we didn't go and tickle them people in Iraq and ask them so politely for all the minerals we extract. We blew children's heads off, set fire to backs. With a gangster nation, get down and you get clapped. So when you see the youth them running around on the road with heaters, don't be surprised, they're just copying their leaders. Long as the wars stay in places that are brown and poor, we can all pretend to be abhorred, but we applaud. If you go up to Knightsbridge and get violent, the policeman that duppers you will probably get knighted. united. If I don't wanna fight you, cuz it ain't cause I'm frightened. I'd just rather fight with those who really think they're titans. I ain't scared of bleeding, I am scared of breathing another breath in this world where everything is so uneven. When millions murdered in the Congo when it's barely news. But if a footballer's wife should buy a pair of shoes, I'm supposed to give a apparently I do not. The world's a reflection of your block. And if you think a world that profit from their death and be totally cool, thinks you're better cause you live here, you're a bloody fool. Look around at genocidal abuse. I swear humanity ain't nothing but a virus with shoes. Then I pick my nephew up from school and I look at the youths and see the love they show each other, and I'm just so confused because they ain't learned yet what is their race or religion. So we're born unconditioned, but we learn to play our position in the system. Look what that does to our recognition of self. We grow suspicion of our own intuition. Now listen, Akala's sick, but he raps about racism too much. Could you imagine I gave a flying? Cause it's amazing how many wanna claim they love this music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Did hip-hop not start in segregated hoods? Are them hoods not still segregated? So it's really good. Are the First Nation not still on reservations where the age of 46 is the average life expectation? And fellas, I wonder where the favelas have been suddenly knocked down and replaced with something better. If you got sense, you see fights are joined and race, class and gender are sides of the same coin. So if you're really down for justice, whoever the people who suffers, whoever you are, I consider you my sister's brothers, but call it what it is, like Carlin or Bill Hicks. Not these patronizing left-wing little twits that ask me dumb on a superior tip and wanna act like cause I read I saw less violence as a kid. Don't make me an exception for your mental protection from accepting the madness in the system we are left in. That was the clearest thing to come of August events. All the closet bigots started speaking their minds again. So when a Jamaican or Asians misbehaving, of course it's cause of their skin. Blonde hair kills a million people, that's just him. And it's entertaining, some people are so thick, but I prefer that than all of the fake grins. Cause it's the only problem. People claim they wanna solve but don't actually wanna talk about how it evolved. You are told this country really, really yours, sir? What they did to brown people did to their own poor first, and originally in the States working class whites were also enslaved. Then no one talks about it today. Ever since the master came with the system of privilege, made the working whites the overseers, mulattoes the house, cause put the darkest blacks in the field. That mind is with us still. $billion industry, skin cream and bleaching pills. And let's be honest, most people are my complexion to this.
That's just not really a big thing over here. Like, he is right about the slave thing, but like, again, like, if you, by the time this one comes out, my other Akala video will have come out, and I will have explained that, like, yo, there's a lot of things from slavery that, like, I may personally know that, like, a lot of people do not fucking know about slavery at all. And then also the fucking, like, the skin bleaching and whitening fucking industry is, like, massive, like, in the Caribbean and fucking in Africa. And I don't know about in the UK, but, like, fucking over here, that shit is, like, damn near non-existent. Like, what are you talking about? That shit is crazy.
This very day still think they're better than the darker section. You say it's changed, then only
But colorism is real, though. That other shit he's talking about, super real. Yeah.
educate me about Wilberforce, not about the Africans in Haiti who beat the armies of the British, Spanish and Napoleon. From the moment they stolen them, there was no controlling them. When I was in school, she said, no, you never fought for freedom. No, we freed you, and you were on your knees pleading. And what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful when enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believed that we were swinging from trees. They don't know the Kingdom of Congo had embassies in Italy 500 years ago.
That's that shit that Dave was talking about, like, yo, like, at least in my country, like, that's all they showed us was, like, fucking famine and fucking greed. And then it's like, yo, we had actual queens. Like, yo, it's just facts. Like, again, like, shit that I know that, like, I've been shown or just fucking learned on my own. Like, a lot of black Americans have no fucking idea. They believe the shit that, like, he's talking about.
Literally ain't heard of St. Maurice nor Septimus Severus. They ain't studying the past cause they think it's irrelevant and attempts to pretending ancient Egyptians weren't African. Nothing more than pseudo-intellectual lies. They obviously ain't read what Aristotle and Herodotus said about people that they saw for their own eyes. And Egypt's been invaded since the fall of the pharaohs. Not once, not twice, but many, many times. So nobody wants to explain why so many statues are missing noses. Even when them statues made of granite, it ain't one people alone mistaught about themselves. We live on Celtic land, but don't learn about the Celts. The same Irish people you characterize as stupid during the dark ages. Some of the most educated living in Europe. And did you learn the numbers you count with every day was invented by Indian people? I bet you didn't. Or how many million Indians fought for Britain in both world wars? Still you got the cheek to call them immigrants. We don't learn about the Moors, of course. For some that knowledge dangerous. Is it a problem, the impact they had on the Renaissance? When people take power over another group, we minimize their achievements so we can make it feel true. So if you think Columbus was first to sail ocean blue, you probably believe Elvis invented rock and roll too. And oh, for the record, no doubt I believe in peace, but not for 1 second, and they'll turn the other cheek. They slap you, slap them back. Take teeth. The only way you bully ever learn is getting beat. Fight fire with fire, nah, fire with water. See, the life-giving force is stronger than the destroyer. That's why these MCs can't speak to me. No, all men are not made equally. My brain's made of iron fiber, conducting the livest wire. My average grade's higher than Oxford or Cambridge require. I don't want credit because I got a message. I want credit because I'm the best MC. Dead it. When I came out way back in 04, sister, I just won every award. Most man would have done the bait thing, put big sis on the chorus chords. That would have been A-list draw. Quickly I would have been famous more, but look how I came in this thing.
Is his big sister like a big name person? Because like not only did he like open up like the verse with her as content, but like now he's talking about big sis on the chorus chords. Like who's his big sister?
Bang up the streets some more. If I MC then I heard me rap, I'd be like, what the? I ain't never gonna be that good, so I better not push my luck. It will embarrass me. Only insanity would make you challenge me. Better hope if we bump heads, that day that I feel like charity. If not, it's a beating, and there ain't no use in searching for meaning. Cause all it means is that you are crap and I am a genius. Why I'm Panama. I push the parameter, can you imagine? If I'm sicker than average, I killing with character. Benjamin Banneker, look at the marriage, I stamina damage, away from Britannica. Got to look for the whole of the calendar. So cold that I roll in the challenger. Why you man roll with the amateurs? I'm too much harder. You can just call him Father Akala, but I don't talk shit like a pastor. You already know that I'm smarter than half a bloody disaster. If I ever start, I'll probably a prodigy, make you a martyr. For these crap MCs that mumble, then see me in the flesh and crumble. Never told you that I was humble. No, I'm not. Don't lie. I'm so sure in my writing ability that I feel like I'm finding divinity. Sit down and me rhyme a soliloquy. My agility, time in this military. What a scene, guillotine for the mini-me. It seems you're a fiend for the mimicry. Your team couldn't dream of the synergy that I beam when I scheme when a wicked beat. There goes again with the big words with best syllables. Get your dictionaries out. That's what I'm about. Clowns wanna shout. Flash them, smash them in the mouth. Bloody professor, a man of the letters I read and I'm sure that I'm better. Never regret an endeavor to dead an oppressor. I think that the lepers that think that their pleasures are better endeavors than all of our pressures. But see me, born in a rage, maroon blood coursing my veins. As you can see, I was born for the stage, but I'll never be their cultural maid. Some say that we're political, is what they're doing isn't. Don't they preach a political doctrine called materialism? But for all the Italian clothes that you wear, or German cars that you drive, or French champagne that we'll buy, will still be monkeys in their eyes. So why you were begging it? Who knows? Italians fight to wear Jamaican clothes. Italians call their own women for everyone's entertainment, bro. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the one with the codes of the flows all over the globe. I'm bunning out shows, but still don't oil my chest and pose. Pose a threat to the power structure. Not because we're anything special, but because we're the people together. And that's the only way things change ever.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, again, I gotta say, like, yo, this nigga Charlie letting this nigga get these fucking type of thoughts off and like words out into the fucking world. Like, yo, the fuck, like, how they didn't shut this man down? Like, he's far too popular or something? Cause like, or just like people just when they see a Akala, they just like turn off. Like, is Akala not like respected like that? Cause I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, how they keep letting this shit happen? Cause he's up there talking a lot of shit that I'm just like, people paid attention. Like, oh man, like you're saying a lot of like incendiary shit that people don't want you to say out loud, and you point direct fingers at resources, fixes, who this is the actual issue, why it's an issue, but you do it in a rap form, which is nice. For me, why like he does keep making the claim in these that like yo he's the best MC. I'm gonna say like rhymer, like yo if we're just gonna have niggas rhyme, Akala's gonna be up there. But I've got to hear some songs where I'm like, yeah, like you could write a song and do this because I can't call you the best if you can't do both. I need you to be able to do both because the best can do both to me in my eyes. But currently, like a nigga trying to really say some shit and kill a fucking freestyle, hey, Akala up there. A lot of people aren't trying to talk about the things he's talking about either. So he's like, yo, he's taking a lot of opportunities that other people would use to do some fuckery and try and say some positive shit. And like, maybe it's worked. I don't actually know like how famous he is like comparatively because he's not. I don't think he's known over here that much at all. Like obviously, like people like me that like, oh yeah, like we take the time to like learn your guys' stuff, maybe, but like the casual fan, like they have no idea who this nigga is. But Yeah, let's see. I don't know if this is over yet. Let's see, because it's another like 6 minutes or something.
Akala just tore the building to right there. Ain't coming to. Wow! I don't even know what the phone.
come
You're gonna
on.
get a voicemail. Akala.
Charlie had the denim with the motherfucking elbow patches. Oh yeah, man. You know he's feeling himself that day. He was feeling himself.
Wow! I don't even know what to say.
Yo, little story. Let's take him down. Yo, listen. Yo.
I know you gonna dig this.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day. Yo, listen. In a scheme of living, my life wasn't hard, but as far as Britain goes, I practically starved. Sleeping in a tracksuit, gas meter running out, electric cut off as well, candles lighting up the house. Looking in my mother's eyes, I see how she feels. The strain and the pain of just paying bills that ain't real. And that's how I grew, like so many more. And that was part of who I am very sure. You wanna know the rage I feel in my stomach? No, my mom and dad split up when I was still in her stomach. And not everything that happened I will put in 16s, but I will tell you enough so you will know what I mean. My boy's mother got cancer the same time as mine, but his mother died and mine survived. It was crazy back then. When I was like 10, already had the mental strength more than many grown men. This was a couple years after my stepdad left. Did he really know the crazy mess that he left? Because mum done recover from the lumps in her neck, but being poor and alone couldn't cope with the stress. My big sis fought, so much so, now I hadn't left school. When she left home, I was 13 by now, still a little kid, innocent. Next couple years though, will turn him to a militant. That is the result of no food in the fridge. And every other day you're getting searched by the pigs. Plus these patronizing teachers, though, my grade 6, trying to emasculate me, yeah, turn me to a Anna. Don't mean a woman, please let me be clear. I mean a spineless man, because what do they fear? More than a working class brown male with a brain. When our energy is harnessed, everything changed. Look at Pac, look at Marley, look at Hendrix, look at Garvey. This is the potential that is wasted on a daily basis. A racist, classist world that we're living. Still we coming for nothing and we educate millions. I see why it scares you. It's like, how dare you overcome obstacles that we have been careful to place in your way every step of the way. In this so-called democracy where kids get sprayed, blacks and the Asians, Turks and the chavs, crowded in council flats, living like ants. And who's more confused than so-called white trash, talking this madness about they want their country back? It never was yours. You should read more. What they did to brown people, they did to their own.
Yo, so okay, so I didn't like how I feel over here. Like, yo, everybody that's in America, motherfucker, unless you are a Native American or a Native Mexican American, motherfucker, you are not from here. Not one part of you comes from this land. So this give me my land back shit is just wild as fuck to me. When they say that shit to me over here, I pay that shit no fucking air. But he's saying that like over there, like you guys took land as well. Like is that how that worked? I don't know how we don't get taught y'all history, so I have no idea how that shit worked. Like whose land is who? I would really like to know. I'm not trying to start no shit in the comment section because I know this shit is a touchy subject with folks. But I would like to know what the overall history is. Real brief Spark Notes version.
Poor, but people's memory short. So much that I'm seeing black and Asian kids cuss Eastern Europeans. No pot to piss in makes competition. I fail to see how this is an effective system when cats and dogs in America and Britain eat better food than most of humanity, and we spend our technology only on killing. How is this more than sophisticated savagery? It was once said, the world is a stage, each person just an actor with a part to play, like the middle class kids and kids of the rich that have everything, but yet still they pissed on they coke and ketamine, strung out on. I ain't generalizing, look at the evidence, so go to Glastonbury any year, you will see. But unlike Carnival, it won't be crawling with police, this is London. The kids on the very next street had a very different life experience from me. And in my experience, they can't help but be smug. After a lifetime of what they think's just good luck, but they're still more anxious and more thankless. Unearned privilege weighs like an anchor, that's why they copy what we do, trying to be what they not. They will grow up though and get better jobs and maintain a system that they claim that they hated. They can't fight against, they got a stake in this matrix. Hip-hop is just a fad to them. You didn't know? But for us, this is our living, breathing soul. And yeah, they might backpack in South America or even volunteer in an African village. But all said and done, when push comes to shove and hits the fan of middle class and British, and I ain't even dissing. That's just how it is. Most rich brown people are just as full of shit. So much more concerned with our cars and jewels than most of the world's poor looks just like you. So much more concerned with being privileged few. And who knows, maybe me too, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane.
Yeah, I could. For me, when I'm now listening to Akala and these like Fire in the Boost, it's kind of like if we had have showcased like Talib Kweli or Mos Def more when they were coming up. Like obviously their music style is completely different, but just more so like pro black messaging, pro human race messaging, fucking anti fucking fascist messaging, and a whole bunch of fucking just detailed shit about just like an introspective look at like what it means to be black in whatever country you fucking live in at that particular time. And I'm just like, yo, like we just don't, again, in my country we don't showcase people like this. Like I can't think of a time where I could be like, yo, throw on this freestyle from Mos Def, and it was because Hot 97 wanted to give that nigga a platform because he had some shit to say and get off his chest. Like that's not happening. Like what the fuck? Like yeah, that's why like Dave Chappelle's block party was like fucking such a crazy thing, just to, like to have this many people that like have this type of message in one place and it's gonna be successful. Like we don't have shit like that over here. Oh man, like I don't know. I think that's just cool. But yeah, this is Akala's Fire in the Booth Part 2. We're gonna get through all of these one by one. This one is approved as well. I like Akala. I like his messaging. I like when he speaks so far. I've not heard him really put his foot in his mouth. His rhymes are fucking crazy. His technical ability is up there with anybody. I just, again, we need to hear like an actual song. This is more like of a freestyle song. Just like I had some shit to say. This hook is the hook that I gotta have on this fucking beat. But yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, this shit cool. I like this. I like this. But the message overall, yeah, I fuck with this shit. Like, you talking that big shit again. Just like I like when people like, yeah, if you want to use the skill set to set fire to everything that we know because you want to tell the truth on everybody, I'm totally for it. I'm totally for it. So yeah, I really like that part of it. But yeah, that's me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you for the suggestion. Please keep them coming for Akala or anybody else. Currently, like I said, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 50 likes on every video. So if you could please hit that like button for me. I'll see you on the next one. And thank you for stopping by.